Women have played an active role in the military dating back to the Revolutionary War. Although they were not on the front lines, they provided support through their services, which included cooking, cleaning, and nursing. Eventually, women transitioned into serving in more non-combat roles until 1948, when Congress passed the Women's Armed Services Integration Act, granting women a permanent status in the military. Over time, women have made tremendous strides in establishing themselves in roles many believed they were not capable of. One example is when the first two women, Captains Haver and Grice, graduated from Ranger School in October 2015. Since then, the military has been implementing new training standards that are gender neutral, like the Army Combat Fitness Test, which will be implemented by October 2020. In order to see if there are still differences in women's roles at the Academy, we have interviewed several cadets, both male and female, to ask about their experiences at West Point and whether or not if they believe it to be true. The first question is, do you believe that female cadets at the Academy are held to the same standard as the male cadets? Women and men both have distinct physical differences that are noticeable throughout various physical tests. Men are expected to perform 71 push-ups and run a 13-minute on the 2-mile course. Women are expected to get a 15:36 and 42 push-ups. Another example is the IOCT. Men need a 3:30 to pass, but women need a 5:30. From the interviews, a general takeaway was that the physical standard is the only standard women are not held to.
So I believe that female cadets are held to a slightly easier standard than males are at the Academy. Some instances of that are the IOCT, the grading scale, where a female can get an A while a male can fail the IOCT. Other aspects being the APFT, but outside of the physical realm, the standards are pretty much even.
So I believe that female cadets at the Academy are held to a different standard than the male cadets, but that is because they have different biological and physical makeups. So I'm not saying that women shouldn't be held to the same standard. It would just be creating a different type of female or expecting a different type of female here at the Academy and the military, which isn't necessarily bad, but we do have to kind of find the balance between what we're looking for in a soldier and what kind of female we're going to create with those type of standards, if that makes sense.
Do I believe that female cadets should be coming out to the same standard as male cadets? I believe that they are for the most part. I'd say that if we consider that there are different physical standards, not necessarily the same, but in terms of academics and character standards, yes, they are held to the same standards as male cadets.
I would say no, because of like MIL-MOVE and the IOCT and the APFT.
I believe by numbers, female cadets are held to a lower standard than male cadets, but in reality, it's actually a higher standard than any females like in America that you would find. And I also think that it's a higher standard because when women are young, they're not taught that they need to be the fastest or the strongest, whereas men, they bond with their fathers by going to the gym. So when for women who weren't taught that growing up and then they come into the military and all of a sudden their entire personality and how much they're worth in the military is based on numbers and how fast they can run and how strong they are, it is technically a higher standard, I believe, in the large gap that we have to make up from where we came from to where we're expected to be.
The second question is, do you believe that women are provided more, less, or the same opportunities as their male counterparts? Feminism is an intellectual, consciousness-raising movement based on the idea that women and men should be accorded equal opportunities and respect. It seeks to get people to understand that gender is an organizing principle of life. From the interviews, the interviewees generally believe both sexes share in similar and equal opportunities.
And as far as I'm aware, the same opportunities are held for both male and female cadets at the Academy, and there's not really any need for examples of that. It's apparently so.
So I think women are provided the same opportunities on the surface level as far as what is, okay, women can go combat arms, like women can do all the same things men can. But it's more of what we're told and promoted to do by, mentors and different speakers that come in here. Like I, as a plebe and even basically until this year, never thought that I could go to Ranger School or ever do anything like that. Not because it wasn't something I could opt into, but because of something I was never really motivated or like institutionally promoted to do, if that makes sense. So it's more than just it being an option. It has to be something that's a norm and that's promoted by mentors and by speakers and by men at the academy too. So
I do believe that women are provided the same opportunities as their male counterparts.
I would say the same, just because I haven't seen anything different.
I feel at West Point, women are generally given the same amount of opportunities as men. And in the Army, I feel like women may be given less opportunities than men because with so many men and so little women applying, like with the standards thing, the numbers may not be the same or better than men. So they may just be so men just may outweigh them in applying.
The third question is, do you believe women still face stereotypes and discrimination in the Army today? Sexism occurs when a person's sex or gender is the basis for judgment or discrimination. Although women are making significant strides to end this gender gap, many still endure discriminatory remarks about whether they deserve to be in or are capable of being in the military. The current gap in the physical standards is one of the main things keeping men from fully accepting women into the military.
Although I feel like there's probably still some discrimination in the Army against females, I've yet to see it really personally at West Point. Even at CLDT, the males and females were basically held equal and treat each other equally, so I mean, that's that, I guess.
So I think women naturally still face discrimination and stereotypes in the military. It takes a long time for culture to change, and women didn't join the military formally that long ago. And so there's still a lot of things that have to be changed for us to be integrated fully into the military. I mean, society basically has to change along with that. And they are, but it's just gonna take a long time. As far as specific discrimination, I would say motherhood and pregnancy are still huge points of contingency in the military. Maybe not on paper with we have good leave and we have paid leave and stuff like that, but there's a lot of stigmas around what type of women get pregnant in the military and just really kind of shaming motherhood in general. So we still have a ways to go, but I think we're definitely getting there.
I do believe that there are certain stereotypes, discrimination they do face in the Army. I mean, there's still many stereotypes in terms of like their physical abilities. Like I know that when over summer train, people are less likely to give the female cadets the heavier weapons, more likely to ask them if they need help on rocks or physical activities. And so I think there's still stereotypes for discrimination. I said they're less likely to be preferred in leadership roles, stuff like that.
I think in the Army today, women do face a lot of pressure. From like the inception of the Army in like 1700s or 1800s, women were never in combat arms. And then sometime in like the 2010s, women were allowed to be in combat arms. And now all of a sudden it's every woman's duty to go infantry or to go FA and to be excited about it. And I don't think that's fair for women because...
Based off our interviews and discussions, most cadets agree that the women at the academy are held to the same standard as men in all areas except physical. They both are provided the same level of opportunities, but still fear that there is an actual discrimination in the actual Army. Women are placed with this higher expectation to achieve at the male level, even though there are biological differences inhibiting women from meeting those same physical standards.